From New York is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I yield as much time as he may consume to the gentleman from Iowa, Mr. Young.
The gentleman from Iowa is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Chairman Donovan, Ranking Member Payne. Last year's outbreak of highly pathogenic avian influenza forced a tough and heartbreaking reality for many folks in Iowa's 3rd Congressional District, all over the state, and in districts across the country. Iowa suffered the largest animal disease outbreak in state history, devastating many farmers and producers by wiping out millions of layer hens, turkeys, and backyard flocks. Now, as the federal government scrambled to respond to last year's events, efforts revealed problems with their ability to react quickly and communicate with stakeholders. I heard from numerous farmers, producers, and other stakeholders frustrated by this lack of communication and delay in action. Response efforts to the outbreak also highlighted concerns about our country's ability to share information and quickly respond to potential agro-terrorism threats and attacks. Now, as our nation faces global and complex national security challenges, agro-terrorism, as well as future large-scale animal disease outbreaks, these pose serious threats to our food, agriculture, and livestock industries in the United States. I introduced the Securing Our Agriculture and Food Act, H.R. 5346, in order to address this issue by securing our nation's agriculture industry, food supply, and ultimately protecting our consumers, our families across the nation. This agro-terrorism preparedness legislation requires the Secretary of Department of Homeland Security to elevate preparedness of our nation's food, agriculture, and veterinary systems against terrorism and high-risk events. It also authorizes the Secretary, acting through the Assistant Secretary for Health Affairs, to collaborate with other federal agencies to ensure food, agriculture, and animal and human health sectors receive needed attention, much needed attention, and are integrated into the Department's domestic preparedness policy initiatives. Whether we're preparing for future avian influenza outbreaks, animal disease outbreaks, or unforeseen emergencies or attacks, our federal government must have the tools and resources to act quickly and keep stakeholders informed. Parents should not have to worry about the safety of the food that they serve their children. We must ensure a safe and abundant food supply for our families. In my bill, this bipartisan bill enables us to do just that. I want to thank all members, Homeland Security Chairman McCall, Ranking Member Thompson, Subcommittee Chairman Donovan, Ranking Member Payne for helping and making this a better bill, and Chairman Conway of the Agriculture Committee and Energy and Commerce Chairman Upton, who worked closely with me to bring this important bill to the floor. This was truly a collaborative effort and proves that we can do things in a bipartisan manner and together for the good of the country. I want to thank staff as well, especially those on the Homeland Security Subcommittee on Emergency Preparedness, Response, and Communications, who worked so hard on this issue. Mr. Speaker, I urge the passage of this bill, and I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields back. The gentleman from New York reserves. The gentleman from New Jersey is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I have no further speakers, and I'm prepared to close if the gentleman from New York is prepared to close.
The gentleman from New Jersey reserves. The gentleman from New York is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I have no more speakers. If the gentleman from New Jersey has no further speakers, I'm prepared to close.
The gentleman from New York reserves.
does.
The gentleman from New Jersey is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, H.R. 5346 was unanimously approved by the Committee on Homeland Security on September 13th. It recognizes the importance of securing our food and agriculture sector. Once again, I would like to reiterate that the proper agriculture specialist staffing at our ports helps to keep the diseases that are likely to jeopardize the agriculture industry and food supply out of this country. I hope that H.R. 5346 will help improve our ability to protect the agriculture industry from bio threats. With that, Mr. Speaker, I urge my colleagues to support H.R. 5346 and yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields back the balance of his time. The gentleman from New York is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I once again urge my colleagues to support H.R. 5346, and I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields back the balance of his time. The question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass the bill H.R. 5346 as amended? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the Chair, two-thirds being in the affirmative, the rules are suspended, the bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.